Hola, so it is bedtime, but I didn't want this day to get away without me recording and putting a pin in today, June the 30th, 2024, the day I am no longer licensed to teach in the state of Florida. Might not seem like a big deal to most, but my Florida certification was the first professional renewable certification that I obtained. When I worked in Clayton County for those 10 years, 2 of those years were substitute teaching, and then I was a paraprofessional for another 2 years, and then I was a teacher for 5 years. 9. So maybe I was a substitute or a paraprofessional longer than, I think I was a paraprofessional for 3 years actually. So anyway, not only was Florida my first renewable professional certificate, it's also where I got both my master's degrees in ed leadership and in special education. So initially I was going to renew my certification. This would have been the second time of me renewing it, so I've been licensed to teach for the past 10 years in the state of Florida. But so they've put out a new requirement for Florida educators that you have to take a test, you have to fulfill an ESE requirement. And that would, for me, because I'm already master's level in that area, I would have to take a course. And when I looked at the names of the courses, I was like, this pretty much solidifies the end of my Florida run, because the names of the courses were like teaching students with special needs or teaching special education students. Those were the names of the courses. And it's not that I don't need that information, it's that I've already obtained that information. And there's no differentiation with the state of Florida concerning that special education requirement. And the thing that really upset me is I was the head of the special education department for 3 years. If you're running the special education department, you are mandated to be a part of a professional development that the district oversees. They facilitate the trainings. Everything that's handed down from the district comes from the state, comes from federal legislation. It's the most update information concerning students with disabilities. So even if that master's degree didn't account for what the state wanted, those 3 years of being in that position should have. And there is no leeway on that. So whoever's making that a requirement isn't even taking into account every position there is for an educator, because how can I get the latest and the most up-to-date information from the district and the state of Florida, and yet that not suffice, and I need to take a class called Teaching Students with Disabilities? Come on now. We got to do better than that. Our educators deserve better than that. We have been to school far too long, learned way too much, put so much of our effort, our emotions, our time into what we do. It's insulting. It is insulting, and we need to do better. So for all my Florida educators out there, I salute you and I pray for you. And I'm on to a new chapter in my life. Peace and blessings.